Hey everybody, welcome back to Mixing with the Geek. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a Starfish Coffee, which is the featured cocktail for my album review of Prince, Sign of the Times. Now, what makes this cocktail so great? Well, it's based on one of my favorite songs, Starfish Coffee, and that song has these really descriptive lyrics. Starfish coffee, maple syrup and jam, butterscotch clouds, tangerine, and a side order of ham. I mean, that already gives me so much inspiration. So what I did is I took an Irish coffee recipe, I tweaked it a little bit, including the ingredients that are listed in the song. And don't worry, there is no ham in this drink. But what I did include, I think you're really gonna dig. Now this is perfect for an after dinner dessert drink or a great pick-me-up on a cool day. So without further ado, let's begin. Now, the first thing you want to do is brew some coffee. It doesn't matter if it's regular or decaf, just make sure it's a good brand. Now, while that's brewing, we're also going to heat up some water. Now, the technique we're going to do is something I picked up from Jeffrey Morgenthaler, and the whole idea is normally when you make hot drinks, if you add, say, room temperature ingredients to hot coffee, it tends to bring the whole thing down in temperature. So what we're going to do is sort of a technique that they use for melting chocolate. So once your water is nice and boiling, we're gonna pour it into the large tin. About halfway should do it. And then we're gonna take our smaller tin and just put it in top, just like that. Next, we're gonna add 1/4 ounce of maple syrup. Now I'm using a bourbon barrel aged maple syrup, but really any maple syrup will do. Just make sure it's 100% real, none of that fake stuff. Now we're gonna add 1.5 ounces of quality spiced rum. Okay, now we're gonna stir to combine. So basically what we're doing is we're bringing the maple syrup and the spiced rum up to temperature. Now the reason I'm using spiced rum is for that clove, because that's what I think of when I think of ham. Holiday ham has cloves in it, and you know what? I didn't want to put ham in this drink, and I think that helps evoke that flavor. Okay, so now we're gonna add 3 ounces of hot coffee. And again, we're gonna stir to combine. Okay, now we're gonna grab our glass, get rid of our hot tin with water. We're gonna pour the contents into our glass. I'm gonna leave a little room at the top for the topping. Now we're gonna make the whipped cream. Now ideally you would make this ahead of time, but I'm gonna show you for the sake of this video right now. You're gonna take 1/2 cup of cream, followed by 2 teaspoons of butterscotch schnapps. Now this is another Morgenthaler technique. Instead of whipping the cream into big peaks, big pillowy peaks, we're actually gonna shake this right in the jar. And what that does is it slightly firms up the cream without making it too solid, because what happens is if it's too solid, it won't combine well with the drink, and you almost have to put a straw through the cream to get to the drink. So we don't want that. We're gonna have a nice cream layer on top, not too thick, not too thin. So what we're gonna do now, gonna cap it and now shake. Now a good rule of thumb is you wanna shake until it's about twice the size that it was when it was in liquid form. So I think that's pretty good. We're gonna bring our glass back over here. We're gonna uncap. We're gonna get our bar spoon and just kind of spoon this out on the top of our drink. Look at those butterscotch clouds just drifting in there. Now we're gonna add some tangerine. Unfortunately right now tangerines aren't in season, so I'm subbing with an orange, but if you can find tangerines, even better. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lightly grate some orange peel on top just to give it that hint of citrus. It's gonna be awesome. Sometimes this kind of gets stuck, so you kind of have to tap it a little bit. You know, have fun with it. Doesn't all have to be in the middle. Just kind of spread it out. Lastly, we're gonna garnish with a piece of cinnamon swirl toast cut out in a star shape. Now this is really easy. Just take a star cookie cutter, stamp it, toast it in a toaster oven, not an upright toaster, and there you go. Now that is a Starfish and coffee. Look how beautiful that looks. Ah, it's exquisite. I love how the toast just perfectly balances on top of that. And what's great is you can dunk with it. Oh my gosh, I should try this thing already, man. Holy cow. I'm impressed with myself. What can I say? No, honestly though, I was surprised how well this drink came together. Sometimes making original cocktails can take months of experimenting, but this one, I knocked it out in an afternoon. It was insane. Okay guys, that will do it for me. I wanna thank you so much for watching. Be sure to enjoy responsibly. I am your Vinyl Geek, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Hey guys, thank you again for checking out my video on how to make a Starfish Coffee. I'm really proud of this cocktail. I hope you enjoy making your own. But in the meantime, if you want to watch some more mixing videos, I got a whole bunch of them. Just go ahead and click away. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to check out my album review of Sign of the Times by Prince. I think you're really gonna like it. Thanks again, guys.